Hi there, it's Paul back with you once again. This is another little quick tutorial, this time to do with the drums in a style and how we can alter the drum mapping and the tone of the drums. Now, we can do all this without actually getting in and editing a style. You can choose absolutely any style for this. I've just chosen one called Acoustic Country, and although you can't see it on this particular shot of the screen, I'm actually using variation 3 of that style at the moment. So if I just press the start, obviously there you can hear what the basic pattern is. Now, if we press the menu button, the screen we want to go into this time is the one labelled up as Style Controls. You're then confronted with this Style Control window. I have two tabs at the bottom, Drum Fill and Range Wrap. The one we want is Drum Fill, and that should be the screen that you're now looking at. Now, we have Variation 1, Variation 2, Variation 3, Variation 4. These are obviously relating to our 4 variations on the style. And for each of the variations, we have a little pull down menu. Now, I'm going to use this one because I'm actually in Variation 3 at the moment. It's a little pull down menu. And if you look, we now have 7 different drum maps for that particular variation. Now, a drum map is basically, think of it as another variation. So it may alter the tone of the drums, it may alter a little bit what the drums are doing. Let's have a listen. This is back to our standard setting. Whilst that's running, I'm now going to go, for instance, to drum map number 3. Now number 4. Here, that's distinctly different now. We've got quite an emphasised snare drum in there and a much bigger cymbal. And now you've got 7 different drum maps to choose from per variation, and you can set each one up in turn just by having the rhythm running and go through the different drum maps and see what suits the particular tune you've got in mind. Then you can go a stage further. The little pane below is for the kick and snare designation. Kick drum is bass drum. So we can set now the tone of bass drum and the tone of snare. So if I start this going again, where you can hear that distinct snare drum, let's go through the 3 variations then, or 3 further variations, because we've got the standard setting when it's set to off, which is that one there. If I now pull down the menu, for instance, let's go to snare type 2. Totally different tone. The snare drum will go to 3. Much duller snare drum in that one. So you're starting to see now the amount of variation you can get on these drum patterns. So as well as having the 4 standard variations, for each of the 4 variations you've then got 7 different drum maps to choose from. You can alter the tone of the bass and the snare. And then we've got a further, like the lower third of the screen, we have the fill mode. And this is quite interesting as well. If we do the pull down menu, for example, on fill 1. Now fill 1, we can say, okay, let's have variation 1 and variation 3. What that means is each time you press that fill in, it will toggle between variation 1, variation 3. So if we get that running, right, it's given us the fill, but it's now taken us back to variation 1 because we were on variation 3 at the time. If I press it again, it'll go from that very delicate setting up to variation 3. There you go. So you can automatically set each of the fills and the breaks to do totally different things. So really interesting window. Final thing is, while you're in this window, if you want to try a totally different drum kit to start with, then the current drum kit is highlighted at the top. Just touch it and you've got factory, legacy and GM kits to choose from, just choose a totally different kit and you can still have all your variations in that. So a little bit there about how to alter the pattern and the sound of the drums within a style.